Hey guys, and welcome to day 2 of learning CrossFit at home. I hope you're not too sore from day 1. So today we're going to warm up again. We are going to learn some new movements, and again I'm going to give you another short workout that you can do at home. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do 10 shoulder rolls backwards and 10 forward. All right, and we're going to go head left to right 5 times. Good, and ear to shoulder 5 times. Good, and again, just like yesterday, 5 knee circles to the right and 5 knee circles to the left. Good, and we're going to do 5 heels and toes. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to go down and up 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, we're going to open our stance up, one hand behind our back, reach over and stretch. Oh, that feels good. And other way, reach over and stretch. All right, we're going to tap once in front, once behind, stand up and reach back. We're going to do this 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to incorporate one of those movements we learned yesterday, which is the air squat. So again, feet are under our shoulders, toes are slightly out. We want to keep our weight distributed towards the back of our foot so we don't get up on our toes. We want to stay back in our heels, send our hips back and down, all the way down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And we're going to do 5 push-ups. Again, if you need to do it on a box, that is perfectly fine. So again, maintaining a straight line from the shoulder to the hip to the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. And let's go ahead and do 5 setups together. All right. If you have an ab mat, you can put an ab mat under your back, but if not, you don't need it. This just kind of supports your lumbar a little bit. Again, my feet are together. My knees are out in this butterfly position. We're going all the way back, touch the ground, come up, touch our toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And last but not least, everybody's favorite, the burpee. Let's just do 3 burpees today, okay? So again, hands go down, feet go out, all the way flat to the ground. Jump up, clap. 1, 2, and 3. Good, that's the end of our warm-up. So now we're going to move into our learning section. So the first movement we're going to learn today is called a deadlift, okay? So if you don't have your broomstick with you, go ahead and pause the video, go get your broomstick, and meet me back here, and I'm going to get mine. Okay, so I'm back, and I've got my PVC pipe here, and hopefully you have your broomstick at home so you can practice this. So first I'm just going to demonstrate what a deadlift looks like. Okay, from the side. All right, so notice a couple things here. My feet are directly under my hips. Remember, this is called our jumping stance because it's where our feet naturally land when we jump up and down. Our hands are about thumb distance outside of our pockets. And notice the bar always starts and finishes directly over my shoelaces, okay? So this is super important. I don't want it out here. I want it directly over my shoelaces. I have a neutral head, which means I'm not looking up or down. I have a super flat back. It almost looks like there's a board on my back. I don't want to see anything like this. It needs to be a perfectly flat back. So this is our starting position. My hips are above my knees, my shoulders are slightly out in front of the bar, and my back's at an angle, okay? So if you'll go ahead and set up in that position for me. Good. Now when we take the weight off the ground, we don't want to jerk the weight. We could damage our bicep doing that. We just want to apply force down through our feet. And as we take the weight off the ground, notice my hip and my shoulder are coming up together. And once I pass my knees, I just squeeze my butt and finish with my hips locked out, my knees locked out, and my shoulders are behind the bar here. When I go down, I'm going to send my hips back and down. Bar slides down my legs. Once I get to my knees, again, my shoulder and my hip go down together, and the bar finishes directly over my shoelaces where it started, okay? So key factors here. We want a nice flat back, and we want to keep the bar super close to our body, almost like we're wrinkling our clothes on the way up and the way down, all right? So I'm going to do 5, and I want you to do them with me, okay? So we're going to set up barbell over the shoes, neutral head, flat back, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome, good job. All right, now we're going to do a slight variation on the deadlift, and it's called a sumo deadlift, okay? So sumo deadlift is just like the regular deadlift, except this time we're standing out wide, kind of like a sumo wrestler would stand, and our hands are on the inside this time instead of the outside. So they're on the inside. Everything else is the same. We are starting directly over our shoes, just like before. My hip and my shoulder are rising together. Then I just squeeze my butt and stand up. So let's do 5 of those together. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's a sumo deadlift. Now we're going to add one little piece to it. We're going to add the high pull to it. So the high pull is this, okay? So when we put it together with the sumo deadlift, we have a sumo deadlift high pull. It looks like this. All right, again. So notice when I come up here, my elbows are high and above the bar. I'm coming up to about my sternum. So again, we're deadlifting, squeeze our butt. Once our hips are open, we pull, and the bar finishes at the top with my elbows high and above the bar. So let's do 5 together. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and last 5. Okay? So that's our sumo deadlift high pull. All right? Now, the last movement of today's session is the kettlebell swings. All right? So let me show you what a kettlebell swing looks like. And you're probably not going to have a kettlebell at home. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I'm going to show you what it looks like, and you can still practice this even if you don't have a kettlebell. So this is a kettlebell, and this is something that is a Russian piece of fitness equipment. And so we've got 2 types of kettlebell swings. We've got a Russian kettlebell swing and an American kettlebell swing. So we always pick the kettlebell up right in between our feet with a nice flat back, just like we pick up any kind of weight equipment. From here, I'm initiating the movement from my hips right here. So this is a Russian kettlebell swing because I'm only going out to about eye height. Then the American kettlebell swing is all the way overhead. All right? A couple things I want to point out here is this movement is coming from my hips right here. It is not a squatting motion like this, okay? So that's a fault I see a lot of times. Also, I want you to notice that the kettlebell, when I swing it, I'm keeping it nice and high. It's coming back, almost hitting me in the butt. It's not way down here, okay? This is a good way to hurt your back. So we want to keep it nice and high right here. If you have any kind of shoulder issues, a Russian swing is perfectly fine. You don't need to go overhead to get the full benefit from it. But if you do have the ability to go overhead. That is normally the full version of the movement that we do here at CrossFit. So the way I'm going to have you guys practice this is my feet are in that squatting stance, so a little bit wider. Put your hand right here on this hip crease, and I just want you to push your butt back, and I just want you to squeeze your butt, and I want you to feel these muscles right here fire. So butt back and squeeze, butt back, squeeze. Notice I'm not hyperextending and going here. I'm just going to straight up and down, all right? Now pretend like you have something in your hands. Butt back and squeeze. Right there, good. Now let's go a little higher, good. Now the full American swing, all the way overhead. Awesome, good job. So that is the kettlebell swing. That's one of the common movements we do in here. So that's the end of the learning session for today. So now it's time to put it to use, and it's time for your second CrossFit workout. So your second CrossFit workout is going to be 21, 15, 9. That's a common rep scheme of deadlifts and push-ups. So here's the way it's going to look. I want you to use your broomstick, and I don't care if there's any weight on it or anything, just empty is fine. And I want you to practice those perfect movement patterns, right? We're going to do 21 of these, right? And then after you finish 21, I'm going to have you do 21 push-ups, and it could be any kind of push-up. It can be a knee push-up or a box push-up or a regular push-up. And then you're going to come back to your bar, and you're going to do 15 deadlifts, and then you're going to do 15 push-ups. And then you're going to come back and you're going to do 9 deadlifts and 9 push-ups. So it's going to be 21 deadlifts, 21 push-ups, 15 deadlifts, 15 push-ups, 9 deadlifts, 9 push-ups, and then you're done. And if you want to time it, that's even better, but I really want you to focus more on the quality of movement, more so than going super fast on this. I want you to make sure you keep your back flat and have fun, and tune in for day number 3, where we're going to learn new stuff, and I'm going to give you a whole new workout to do. So keep up the great work. I'm proud of you. Stick in there. You're doing awesome. All right.